Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Snow and we are back again for another Piggy Theory video, and for this one we're gonna talk about the meaning of TSP. Let's go. Fans, drop me some hashtag TSP down in the comment section below, and of course as usual don't forget to freeze that thumbs up button. And if you're not part of the Snow Squad yet, come on dude, you're already here. It'll only take a second to click that sweet subscribe button, but anyway, make sure to watch this video till the end so that you will fully understand the whole theory, and let's now get down to it. The very first note that we have seen signed by the TSP was found on the carnival map, which I believe was a meeting place of the TSP, but later on we'll get into that. On this theory guys, I'm gonna stand on the meaning, the science project for the TSP. Barry, Foxy, and Doggy were part of this project on this theory. The story timeline of Piggy, at least from all the things that we currently know, started when Mr. P's partner, or maybe daughter, became badly ill, which started Mr. P's quest for the cure. Obviously, Mr. P seek help from the doctors led by Barry and donated all the things that he could to speed up the process. Let's just call Mr. P's loved ones Mrs. P for this time. On this theory guys, I believe that the sickness of Mrs. P isn't actually an infection that make the carrier a monster, but rather just a contagious disease that makes the body of a patient really weak, and even the doctors cannot immediately find any solution. I believe that Mrs. P's illness isn't an infection that makes everyone lose their minds, wandering around killing everyone on their path, but rather only a very contagious disease, kind of like what's going on in the world right now. Because of that, Mr. P's goals were: number one, Mrs. P's recovery; number two is to avoid spreading the disease. With all of these things, the main focus of Mr. P was to create a cure that would also serve as a vaccine for others not to be infected at all. With all of this being said, Mr. P established the group that later they called the TSP, or the Science Project, as kind of like a secret team trying to find a cure. Doggy was part of it to represent the police, Foxy was there since he was his closest friend, and Barry was also part of it so that there will be a narrative that all of the things that they are doing are being done in a legal way. And also for those other creatures not to be afraid about the future tests that for sure they might be needing, since they already know Dr. Barry in the first place. TSP, or the Science Project, with the help of Mr. P's wealth, have successfully made 7 bottles of cure, or later what we called potion. However, they are running out of time since Mrs. P's health is deteriorating, and the possibility that the illness will spread more is now much higher. Mr. P handed the very first bottle to his best friend Foxy just to make sure that his best friend will be alright in case he might feel something weird on his body. Since Mr. P knows that the teacher is usually with children, he asked the teacher to keep 1 bottle of the potion as well, and the same instruction guys, just drink it if she can feel that she might have gotten the contagious disease. As a member of TSP and one of the police officers who is a frontliner, Mr. P handed Officer Doggy a bottle as well, giving the same instructions to just drink it if he thinks he might have gotten the illness due to being exposed to other creatures. Take note that Mr. P distributed the potions without knowing yet its side effect. He then got informed by Barry that the Piggy family agreed to volunteer to test the newly developed vaccine or potion, so Mr. P gave 4 bottles of potion to Barry for testing. Supposedly, 4 bottles should be used for Father Piggy, Mother Piggy, Piggy, and George, but George was not there. That's why Barry kept the last bottle. Maybe you guys are looking for Grandma Piggy, and the reason why I didn't really include her is, in my idea, Grandma Piggy is not actually there at that time, but rather she was busy on her business downtown. The test seems to be successful. However, the side effect came into effect once the Piggy family already have arrived on their house. Infected Piggy stayed on their house. Mother Piggy started to roam around and she went to the station, and because of this, Doggy got stranded inside the station since all of his other officers left him because of Mother Piggy. Doggy and us managed to escape Mother Piggy, but our gas ran out and we were forced to stop at the gallery. Several infected cornered us and we got no choice but to run through the gallery where where Father Piggy is. We managed to escape the gallery and went to the forest. We have seen Doggy worrying that the monsters that he had seen were actually familiar for him, and that's why when Doggy and us went to have a rest, without knowing its side effect, he then decided to drink it, worrying that he might have gotten the sickness because of what he had seen. Doggy had finally transformed and we were forced to continue to move. We then found a radio. While that was happening, Mr. P shared the good news to the teacher regarding the success of the potion test, and that's why the teacher was also convinced to just drink it, because the test was successful anyway, and she drank it before the rescue team arrived. That's why her transformation took place while the rescue was ongoing, which made Bunny trapped inside of one of the rooms in school. The news what happened to school reached Mr. P, which he tried to report to us, asking us to rescue his friend Bunny. Mr. P, at this time, take note, still doesn't have any idea about the side effect of the potion, so he just contacted Barry and asked to just use the remaining bottle to Mrs. P while he is on his way back to the hospital. All went good to Mrs. P at first until she showed signs of aggression, who later attacked all of the medical staff, including Barry. That was the time when Mr. P realized the potion's side effect. It makes the carrier of the mysterious illness stronger, but had their mind lost, attacking everyone they see. Mrs. P broke out of the hospital and Mr. P tried to chase her, not knowing about what happened to Barry. He was not aware that the potion's side effect was not only making the carrier lose his mind, but rather it became the illness trait that can be passed from host to host. Mr. P left the hospital chasing Mrs. P, leaving a note for Bunny saying, "I have to do this for our own good," since he knows that Mrs. P would hurt others while on the loose. Anyway, going back to Mr. P, he failed to catch Mrs. P, and now that Mr. P know a little bit of the harsh side effect of his potion, he then meet his closest friend Foxy in the carnival with TSP to make sure that Foxy haven't drank the potion yet, and also to retrieve the supposedly vaccine or potion from him to further study what went wrong. There they have found out that it was already too late, and that's why Mr. P and TSP locked Foxy in a cage and left a note, "Do not open, monster inside." Foxy was still in the middle of his transformation and getting confused while all of this was happening, and that's how he was still "My friends, leave me in here." TSP also left a note warning the people to get out of there as soon as possible, since that was not the best place to hide. Losing 3 members in the process, Barry, Doggy, and Foxy hurt the manpower of the TSP, hence they left a note about recruiting others to join their team. The next note that we have seen from the TSP was on the mall, and the note says, "We can take advantage of the situation going on for our own plan. Thanks, Mr. P." In my theory, there was a member, or maybe there are some members of the TSP who actually does have a hidden agenda all along. Mr. P doesn't have any idea that the TSP, or at least some of the members on the TSP, just really wanted to use his wealth and his influence to take their plan into action. And why are they thanking Mr. P? Well, it's kind of like the sarcastic thank you to Mr. P. Thanks to Mr. P for his money and also for his influence and connection, and also thanks to Mr. P because all of the creatures are only just blaming and looking for Mr. P because of the said infection. Only Mr. P knows the remaining of the TSP, but unfortunately guys, fast forward to what we have seen on the ending cutscene on the chapter 11, Mr. P seems to have lost his mind already, but it is very obvious that Mr. P's body was half cyborg now. And yep, we all have no clue who made that to Mr. P as well. We have yet to find out who are the remaining TSP members and also who helped Mr. P. What is the secret plan of the other or the remaining TSP members? But for now, the only thing that we can do is just to wait for the chapter 12. So there you have it guys, that is my own The Science Project Theory meaning of the TSP. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And again guys, this is only a theory, so you guys don't need to say, "Oh Snow, you are wrong," because I know that there's like 99.9% that all of the things that I've mentioned here are wrong, but I will be so happy if some of them are at least correct. Anyway, if you find this video interesting, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Stay cold. Peace out.